before arriving on the scene. His wife was outside the home after safely getting out for help. Carter was taken to a local hospital for smoke inhalation. I spoke with their next-door neighbor earlier, who was the first person to see the flames at the residence and call 911.
Knocked on the door. She opened the door, and I said, "Your house on fire." And I dived in there and grabbed her. I tried to get her husband, but I couldn't get him, so I called 911.
Tony Carter's still in the hospital while his wife is with family. The fire is still under investigation. Live in Shreveport, Jade Jackson, NBC6 News.
Jade, thank you very much. Bomb threat shuts down a local Walmart for an hour this morning and lands a man behind bars. Happened around 9:40 this morning at the store on Shreveport-Barksdale Highway.
Police arrested 27-year-old Dustin Spence of Hawkins, Texas. No bomb was found.
Let's take a look at some of the stories that are coming your way on Texarkana's First News. Looks like we're not going to be doing that right now. All right, Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren going to be sharing your full forecast in just a bit.
Plus, a local organization is hosting an event that may encourage you to come out and adopt a new pet. Details ahead.
You're watching NBC6 News at 5 with Jackie and Dan Jovic. And Todd Warren, your weather authority, certified the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex. And now, your weather authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren.
Well, not so much in Shreveport, but people to the north are going to have to pay attention.
Yeah, especially tomorrow morning. We've got a narrow window, 3 a.m. to about 9 a.m. where we could have a mixed bag of winter precipitation. We'll touch on the possible impacts here in a second. Meantime, local view to start you off, rather cool shot captured near Shreveport by Teresa Zas. You can see that very impressive looking owl there staring back at her. And if you have a weather picture you'd like to share, be sure to post it on my Facebook page or on our website at arkltexhomepage.com. Just go to the weather page. Satellite radar together showing you the clouds, especially the higher clouds, gradually increasing across the Arklatex during the afternoon. As far as rainfall, just beginning to move into the western sections of Texas as this precipitation here is gradually going to move through Oklahoma, Texas, into the Arklatex very late tonight. We'll be cooling down before it arrives here, and across much of the area, both here near the ground and above us, we will be cold enough to support some wintry precipitation. As I mentioned, winter weather advisory in effect for the northern edge of the Arklatex from McCurtain County in Oklahoma to Little River, Sevier, and Howard counties there in southwest Arkansas from very late tonight into the first half of the morning tomorrow. As far as the timing of things, here's a look at Robin's Start of Futurecast. And as we go through the nighttime hours tonight, again, cloudy sky. You can see by the time we get to 3 a.m., we'll see a mixed bag of sleet, a little bit of snow, and of course rain beginning to enter the western edge of the Arklatex. This will continue to move to the west. Notice by the time we get to sunrise, we'll probably begin to see a transition to mainly freezing rain, mainly over the northern sections of the area. So again, a brief period of a mixed bag of winter precipitation, which could lead to a little bit of a dusting of snow. And then the main concern is to be with the freezing rain. We could see a little bit of glazing on some of the bridges and overpasses, mainly where we do have that winter weather advisory in effect north of Texarkana. Not looking at too many impacts as far as the Texarkana area is concerned. And of course, as we go into the latter stages of the morning, we then become all rain as temperatures warm up into the 30s and lower 40s. And that rain will continue for the rest of the day tomorrow. It continues pretty much through all of tomorrow night. And then we'll start Thursday off with some scattered showers across the region. That rain will come to an end finally as we go into the afternoon Thursday. And then we'll start to see the clouds decrease somewhat over the western sections of the area late Thursday. That process will continue Thursday night. And then we'll begin a nice streak of sunshine across the Arklatex for the weekend and first part of next week. As far as the potential weather impacts, again, the main concern, northern edge of the area, a little bit of a dusting of snow will be possible, as well as some patchy icing on bridges and overpasses in this area. Further to the south, which includes Texarkana, we are looking at some wintry precipitation, but nothing too much as far as any accumulation in these areas. As far as Shreveport is concerned, mainly looking at rain. Can't totally rule out a flake of snow or a pellet of sleet, but again, no major issues for us as we're basically going to see all rain, and definitely we'll see all rain across the southern sections of the area in that narrow window from about 3 a.m. tonight to about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, as far as rainfall potential, again, this is mainly going to be a rain event. That's going to be the bigger issue. You can see pretty much all the Arklatex will see anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half of rain, basically from tonight through Thursday morning. So your forecast looks like this for tonight. We will see a cloudy and cold night. That winter mix will be mainly confined to the northern sections of the area. Rain will increase elsewhere as we'll see a low temperature right around 33 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see again that winter mix change over to all rain for most of the day. It'll be cloudy and cold as we'll see a high at 41 degrees during the afternoon. And your extended forecast shows you never fear. The 60s will be back as we will see the sunshine return Friday, and as soon as Friday, back up to 60 degrees, mid to upper 60s on the way by the end of the weekend and first part of next week. And then we'll see another chance for some rain late Tuesday with perhaps a few thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week. So we go from sleet, freezing rain to almost 70 in the span of 5 or 6 days. Typical Arklatex winter.
Yeah, it certainly is, but so nice to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Definitely so, but we do have a couple of crummy days to get through first. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, still to come, a U.S. resident has been diagnosed with a new virus that has sparked an outbreak in China, and it's now stretching to the United States.
And the Caddo Parish Animal Shelter is hoping to find forever homes for animals in need. We share details on how you can help next.
Travis, if I go online, am I going to see new dogs that we need to have?
I don't have any Maltese yet. I've been looking. I remember. I did have a Bichon that was close, but.
Probably went fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Her name was Chloe.
Chloe was cute, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, my guess is we're going to have about 2.5 minutes for this. Maybe
Okay.
2 minutes and 45.
You're watching NBC6 News at 5.
Here at NBC6, Pets Matter, and Caddo Parish Animal Services is working to unite as many stray animals with loving homes as possible. Travis Clark, the executive director, joins me now to talk about a cool way they're promoting that this weekend. You guys are honoring those who've adopted while encouraging others to do so.
Yes, sir. People that have adopted pets from us, from 12 to 2 can come and show us their animals, take pictures and updates, pup dates as we call them and whatnot.
Okay.
We will have free microchips that were provided by Michelson's Animal Registry for Caddo Parish residents as well.
Nice. So this is kind of a reunion that you're calling it here, where people get together with the shelter employees who help direct them to the animals that they now welcome into their home. And this is not the first time that you've done this, Travis.
Yes, sir. We did it back in 2018. We had a lot of people come and show their pets off, take pictures. We had our rescue partners came out. We gave them certificates and plaques and whatnot, thanking them for their continued devotion to helping us save as many animals as we have.
Yeah, and the goal, of course, is to continue to get animals adopted out, but at the same time promoting what you're doing, because what you're doing is impressive. Adoptions and rescues, they have gone up. Euthanasia rates have gone down. Caddo currently at 21% for their euthanasia rate. 5 years ago, Travis, that number was 78%. You're making a difference here.
Yes, sir. It's the community that's making a difference. Robinson's Rescue, all of the rescue groups in the area. There are a lot of lost and found pages via Facebook to help animals bypass the shelter facility and go straight back to their owner. So it's everyone that's helping out.
Yeah, real quick, I want to talk about one of those groups. Tell me about the Friends of Caddo Parish Animal Services and the virtual tours that they do at your facility. People don't even have to leave their home to get to know these animals.
Yes, sir. We do the virtual tours. We post pictures and they share those all over social media and whatnot. And the Friends of Caddo Parish Animal Services also help with our transport efforts to get animals into rescue groups up north, down south.
Wow, that's outstanding. Hey, let's call up the information on the event this weekend. The Shelter Reunion takes place Saturday, January 25th. Again, free microchips, free pet food, free door prizes. It's a real cool way for people to get to meet other owners who've taking animals off the streets and making a difference out there. Travis, good work out there. All this information, of course, can be found on Arclatech's homepage.com. Continued success in what you're doing over there at Animal Services.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You know, back with more weather and news in just a bit.
You're watching NBC6 News at 5.
Turning now to your medical headlines, the first case of the new coronavirus, which has sickened hundreds in China, is now being reported in the United States. CDC says the patient is an American citizen who recently returned from China around January the 15th. Patient is in his 30s and is said to be hospitalized in good condition, and the officials say he is not considered to be a threat to the public.
Health officials also say the man had no symptoms when he first arrived to the Seattle-Tacoma airport, but later contacted doctors when he began to feel sick. The CDC also says they will begin health screenings at Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport and Chicago O'Hare International. Health experts say the virus's symptoms are similar to the flu.
So there's nothing really distinctive about this virus from its clinical presentation, which presents a challenge to doctors trying to sort out the difference between a coronavirus infection and, for example, flu.
Yeah, it's understandable. So far, roughly 300 people have become ill and at least 6 people have died.
A North Carolina hospital bills rape victims for their test kits, which is a violation of state law. Cape Fear Valley Medical Center billed about 17 rape victims for test kits performed at the Fayetteville Hospital last year, with some bills nearly $4,000. That's also against the law. State law stipulates forensic exams for victims of rape and sexual assault are free.
Well, also capping what hospitals can bill for some victim-related charges to $800. A hospital representative acknowledges it is against policy to bill rape victims, but says sometimes bills are mistakenly sent out.
The number one problem is the victims are unaware they're going to get a bill, and they're sent to their home. You don't know who has access to their home, who knows that they've been raped, who doesn't know they've been raped. The perpetrator could be a husband. So that in itself is putting victims in danger.
The hospital wipes the charges when a victim reaches out, but that's not always enough, according to an advocate for rape victims who says the bills are problematic for a number of reasons.
Now, if you suffer from migraines, you may want to listen up here. Production for certain Excedrin products has temporarily been halted. GlaxoSmithKline says they halted production and distribution for the popular pain reliever after discovering inconsistencies in how we transfer weight and ingredients. Products are Excedrin Extra Strength and Excedrin Migraine, both in caplets and gel tabs.
The pharmaceutical company says they do not believe they pose a safety risk to consumers, and this is only a precautionary measure. The company also says they expect to resume production shortly, but the company advised consumers to talk to their pharmacist since the dosage may be different.
Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren back with the final check of your forecast right after the break.
You're watching NBC6 News at 5.
Welcome back. Here's a live look from our Louisiana Tower cam. Looking okay out there.
We've seen better.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. And as we look at, first of all, winter weather advisory, basically from Broken Bow, Idabel, McCurtain County over to Nashville and Howard County and all places in between. Those areas in purple there, also including Ashdown, do have that winter weather advisory for the potential for a mixed bag of precipitation. Main concern will be a brief period of freezing rain, which will be possible around sunrise tomorrow morning, which could cause some slick spots on bridges and overpasses in those areas. We'll see it change over to all rain as we go into the afternoon. Only 41 for the high. That rain will end Thursday, and then sunshine. A nice streak of sunshine through the weekend.
We could use it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being with us here tonight on NBC6 News.
The Weather Authority and the Ray Ford Thunder Truck, driven by the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex. And now, your Weather Authority forecast first, brought to you by Todd Shore's McClarty Ford.
Well, we do have a winter weather advisory for the possibility of some snow, sleet, and especially freezing rain. Northern sections of the Arklatex, north of Texarkana late tonight. Out there right now, it's kind of chilly. Temperatures in the low to middle 40s, and as we go through the evening hours, clouds will continue to thicken up as we'll see temperatures slowly falling into the upper 30s. That's a quick look at your Todd Shore's McClarty Ford forecast first. Texarkana First News begins
now. From your community, local news that matters. This is Texarkana First News, powered by NBC6 News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Heather Wright. We begin tonight with weather. TxDOT crews pre-treated bridges and overpasses on Interstate 30 in Bowie County today ahead of some possible wintry precipitation. A spokesperson says they're just pre-treating the areas as a precaution. If you see white stripes on the interstate, they are a saltwater solution that would mix with any moisture that collects in those areas. The impeachment trial of President Donald Trump began today in the Senate, and Texas Congressman John Ratcliffe is among several Republicans helping the president in the trial. The members are not expected to speak on the Senate floor, and their roles appear to be largely ceremonial. Congressman Ratcliffe's office says he's been working with the White House for several weeks to prepare the legal briefs and oral arguments. In a statement, Ratcliffe called the impeachment an assault on due process and unconstitutional. Arkansas's Attorney General has filed suit against a Texarkana business owner. That suit alleges 8 consumers have reported losses of nearly $60,000 as a result of Robert Stevens, owner of ProPave Asphalt, Robert Stevens Construction, and RS Asphalt. The AG's office says the companies are involved in a scheme, claiming to have some leftover asphalt to sell at a deeply discounted price. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge says they use deceptive sales tactics and demand more money near the end of their projects. In Bowie County, Tex America's Center is touting improved marketability because of recent improvements. They say grants totaling over $2 million have helped enhance service connections, road improvements, and accessibility. Tex America's Center owns and operates one of the largest mixed-use industrial parks in the United States. Officials say having move-in ready space greatly increases its attractiveness to new employers and means new jobs.
You know, the benefit will hit almost all of the communities here in the Texarkana area because the workforce comes from an extended distance. You know, we have people who drive onto our footprint from 60 to 75 miles. So adding new jobs benefits Ashdown, it benefits Fouke, it benefits Idabel, not just Hooks, not just Texarkana.
Officials say between March and November of last year, the amount of occupied industrial space on the East Campus grew by over 200,000 square feet. In Miller County, Arkansas tonight, elected officials plan to hold a town hall meeting with residents in Fouke. Many elected officials, including the county judge and a representative from the sheriff's office, are set to be in attendance. Tonight's meeting is set for 7 p.m. at the Fouke Community Center on Red Cut Road, and again is open to the public. When it comes to investigative work, Texarkana city officials on both sides of the state line try to split the cost when they can. Tonight, the Texarkana Arkansas Board of Directors will decide whether to continue to split the cost for criminal investigative secretary. That cost $26,000. Captain Bobby Jordan says the position is an important one.
She's a receptionist, and she dictates some of our tape statements that we take from people in interviews.
Departments have been sharing the cost for several years. Scary moments on a Dallas interstate this weekend after a 9-year-old girl was shot during a road rage incident. Doctors say 9-year-old Ruby Rhodes is lucky to be alive. Ruby and her family were driving home to Oklahoma City when they encountered an erratic driver on Interstate 35 Sunday night. Child's mother says the driver of a white car swerved in front of them. She honked at the driver as she passed him, but then he got in front of her and slammed on his brakes. A moment later, she said the man drove up next to her and opened fire.
He looked at me, we made eye contact before, and the next thing I know, I heard pop, 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 pop. My child started screaming like, I got shot, I got hit, like I'm shot, mama.
Suspect is described as having a salt and pepper goatee and thinning hair. In Sheridan, Arkansas, a store owner is asking for the public's help after someone stole some pricey items off of his shelves. As Alexis Wainwright reports, the store did have an alarm system, but that didn't help.
We're a little country store. We don't deal with people like that. And I absolutely feel very violated.
Jason Wilder still in shock.
Loaded up my four-wheeler, which was a 2004 Polaris 700 automatic four-wheeler, and a bunch of trailer tires.
After more than $14,000 worth of stuff was stolen from his antique shop.
All of this wasn't like this, but there's a perfect trail coming all the way around.
Around 2:30 Wednesday morning, someone broke into his store.
The call center they're definitely a contributing factor to my loss.
Wilder says his alarm system called 911 4 times while the thieves were inside. All those calls unanswered. The Grant County Dispatch Office released a statement to Fox 16 saying, quote, the policy is to answer within 4 rings. No one answered those calls. It was dealt with. The operator has been released from duties.
These thieves had 4 hours of free reign, and I've got over $1 million in inventory.
His store, Cowtown, has been up and running for 5 years, and the thought of his blood, sweat, and tears being stolen has never crossed his mind.
I work very hard for the little bit of money that I make, and that's a pretty hard hit.
There are surveillance videos, but the only camera that caught the act, the video was too grainy to see. Wilder says he just wants to know why someone would do this.
If somebody wants something from me, come ask me for it. I'm not going to give you all my inventory, but I might give you a job.
That was Alexis Wainwright reporting. If you have any information on this crime, you are urged to contact the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Wilder also offering a $2,500 award for information. He also said he is stepping up his security measures there. Now back to Texas, where a San Antonio teenager faces capital murder charges after a shooting at a club, and as 19-year-old Kiernan Williams was being escorted away in handcuffs, he promoted his Instagram account. Williams promoted his Instagram handle, claimed self-defense too to nearby reporters. He is charged in the murders of 20-year-old Robert Martinez III and 25-year-old Alejandro Robles at a bar on Sunday night. 5 other victims are injured and are expected to survive. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren has your Texarkana First forecast. And later, find out the #1 fitness plan Texans are using to hit their goals in 2020. You're watching Texarkana First News.
You're watching Texarkana First News, powered by NBC6 News. And now, your 4 states forecast with Todd Warren, your weather authority.
Well, we started off with sunshine, ended with the clouds increasing this afternoon, and of course the precipitation arrives later on tonight. Get to that in a second. Meantime, local view, a colorful shot captured near Texarkana by Misty Roden. Thanks, Misty, for taking that weather shot. And if you have a weather picture that you'd like to share, you can post it on my Facebook page or on our website. Just go to the upper right-hand corner of the weather page of ArkLaTexHomepage.com. Satellite radar together, showing the clouds kind of thickening up across the ArkLaTex during the afternoon. Nothing as far as precipitation yet. It's still way off to our west over the western and northwestern sections of Texas. This is rapidly going to move across Oklahoma and Texas here during the nighttime hours tonight, and will bring with it a possibility for some wintry precipitation. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect for McCurtain, for Little River, Sevier, and Howard counties. These areas of purple for the possibility for a little bit of snow, sleet, as well as freezing rain. The freezing rain, the biggest concern, as we could see some icing on area bridges and overpasses in this purple area. In Texarkana, looks like the worst probably will be to the north, although we could see a little bit of winter precipitation late tonight into the early morning hours. Here's a look at timing as we look at Robin's start of Futurecast. You can see as we go into the late night hours by 3 a.m., you can see it could begin with a mix mix of sleet and snow over the northwestern and western edge of the Arklatex. By the time we get closer to sunrise, we'll see the transition begin to take place where we switch over to mainly freezing rain. Futurecast does show it possible south of Interstate 30, but most of that will be confined to areas north of Interstate 30, and then we become all rain as we work our way through the latter half of the morning hours, and that rain will persist through the afternoon tomorrow. It continues through tomorrow night, and then Thursday we begin with some scattered showers. We will likely end with a few rays of sunshine late Thursday over the western sections of the Arklatex. And as far as the impacts of this, we are looking at, again, the main concern being areas north of Interstate 30, where it's a little bit of a dusting as possible as far as snow. But again, the main thing will be the patchy icing which could occur on the bridges and overpasses in this blue area. Further to the south, a winter mix will be possible. Not looking at much of any accumulation with temperatures near or slightly above freezing. As we work our way into deep East Texas and East Texas, basically looking at mainly rain with no issues as far as wintry weather in those areas. Rainfall potential here, you can see that's eventually going to be the bigger concern as we're looking at another solid inch to an inch and a half of rain across most of the area, with amounts over the western edge of the Arklatex perhaps a little bit lower in that half an inch to an inch range. Again, most of this will occur during the day tomorrow night into Thursday morning. And then longer range will take a pretty good break. Here's the disturbance which is going to produce tonight's mixed bag of precipitation. We'll see several days of quiet weather, and then here comes our next disturbance, giving us our next chance of rain by the middle part of next week. So your forecast tonight, we are looking at a cloudy and cold night. A winter mix will be possible very late tonight, with temperatures dipping down pretty close to freezing. Again, watch for those slick spots on the bridges and overpasses during the early morning hours tomorrow. And then during the day, we slowly warm up to around 39 for the daytime highs. The winter mix will change to all rain by mid-morning. Again, with that high temperature right around 39, your extended forecast shows the warm-up, which will take place once the sunshine returns Friday. We go from 51 Thursday to 57 Friday, 65 for the daytime high by Monday, and there's that next chance of rain that'll begin late Tuesday and Tuesday night of next week. Heather?
All right, Todd, thanks. Now an event to pass along to you, an informational seminar and orthopedic care is set for this week in Texarkana. Orthopedic surgeons at Colin McCarney Clinic will be on hand for this event, which is designed to inform people considering knee or hip replacement surgery, those suffering from foot and ankle problems, and athletes. That event set for this Thursday, January 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. That's at the Texarkana, Texas Convention Center. Stay with us. Your Texas Business Report is coming up next, and find out where JCPenney is playing doors. You're watching Texarkana First News. We'll be right back.
You're watching Texarkana First News, powered by NBC6 News.
Toyota is announcing big changes to its Texas plant lineup. Here's Jane King with the Texas Business Report.
Hello, Texas. JCPenney will close 6 stores by April 24th. The closures affect stores in Montana, North Carolina, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, and South Carolina. A spokesperson called it a necessary business decision. Well, Texans have some of the highest credit card balances. Experian says the average Texas credit card debt is $6,753. That was the 7th highest in the nation. Toyota will cease production of the Sequoia at its Indiana plant by 2022, and starting that year, the company's Texas plant in San Antonio will begin assembly of the Sequoia. The San Antonio plant will continue to assemble the Tundra, but in late 2021, production of the Tacoma will cease in the state. And whether you're looking to eat healthier, start a daily fitness routine, use less social media, a new survey says Texas residents had a primary goal for this year when it came to a New Year's resolution, and that was CrossFit. CrossFit was the most searched fitness or health query in the state. And in fact, CrossFit was at the top of many states' search for the new year when it came to getting in shape. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your Texas Business Report.
Sports is coming up next. This is Texarkana First News. We'll be right back.
Three, 4, 5. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She had it on.
And now from the Holmes Auto Family Sports Desk, making it easy since 1937, sports with Tim Owens.
In the Hogs' 2 SEC losses, they've been crushed on the glass. 53-24 by LSU at LSU, and 47-29 at Kentucky, or against Kentucky at Bud Walton Arena. And that -18 game against the Cats, 5 Arkansas guards played against UK. Those guards combined to grab just 20 rebounds. 3 guards for the Wildcats combined to get 22 boards. A bad recipe against the team tied for second place in the SEC.
Look at Kentucky's guards that rebounded. Quigley, 4 offensive rebounds, 10 total rebounds. Hagan, 6 rebounds. Maxey, I think, had 6 rebounds. We got to rebound at the guard spot. And we just can't rely on just one guy because we don't have that one guy that's a dominant rebounder. So we can't have 3 guards on the other team basically out-rebound our whole team. And that's what happened against Kentucky.
Hogs get back at it tomorrow night when they travel to Mississippi State. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock. And finally tonight, this year's Super Bowl will have the first female coach. Katie Sowers is the offensive assistant coach for the San Francisco 49ers. She's also the first openly LGBTQ coach to head to the big game. The 33-year-old is just the second woman to hold a full-time coaching position in the NFL. She joined the 49ers as an intern in 2017 before being promoted to her current role last year. That's going to do it for sports. Chiefs back with the final check your forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching Texarkana First News, powered by NBC6 News.
Welcome back. Here's a live look from our Arkansas DOT traffic cam. That's at I-49 and I-30 in Miller County, Arkansas. And finally, today you have special permission to go ahead and just hug it out. It's National Hugging Day. Researchers say whether you hug a family member or someone else, the mental and physical health benefits are the same. Receiving a hug is said to help reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and ease anxiety. Now we're going to send it down to Todd for last check on that forecast. Todd?
Well, Heather, we do have that winter weather advisory in effect for areas north of Texarkana during the late night hours tonight through about the first half of the morning tomorrow. Main concern will be some patches of ice on bridges and overpasses, as we'll see mixture of snow, sleet that'll change over to freezing rain, which will then all change over to rain as we work our way through the last half of the morning. That rain will likely continue as we work our way through the rest of tomorrow night into most of Thursday. Notice only 39 for the high tomorrow. Temperatures fairly steady tomorrow night and then up to 51 for Thursday. And that warming trend will continue as the sunshine returns. For Friday, temperatures back up into the mid to upper 50s. We'll be in the low to middle 60s as we look ahead to Monday. And we'll see a good 4-day stretch of sunshine across the 4 states, with our next chance of rain likely holding off into the middle part of next week, starting late Tuesday. Heather?
All right, Todd, thanks. That's it for us. Be sure to join us right back here tomorrow at 5:30 for Texarkana First News. Enjoy your evening.
Nah, we don't want you on the news right now. Not right now. Dan, that man that police found at this home is...
And now, your Weather Authority forecast first, brought to you by Todd Shore's McClarty Ford.
Well, today we did see sunshine this morning give way to an increase in clouds this afternoon. A chilly day. Temperatures staying in the 40s, 46 right now in Shreveport, down to 38 in Texarkana, 40 degrees in DeQueen. As we go through the evening hours, the clouds continue to thicken up as temperatures fall into the middle 30s. That's a quick look at your Todd Shore's McClarty Ford forecast first. NBC 6 News at 6 begins
now. From your community, local news that matters. This is NBC 6 News at 6.
It'll play out differently than it played out in the House in terms of procedure, for sure. The House proceedings were rigged, and Speaker Pelosi rigged them.
Senator John Kennedy speaking as the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump begins today. Good evening, I'm Jackie Jovic. We'll have more on the impeachment trial in just a few minutes, but first, NBC 6 is keeping you weather ready.
We are tonight, Jackie. TxDOT crews are pre-treating bridges and overpasses on I-30 here in Bowie County today ahead of some possibly wintry precipitation. Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren joins me now in the Weather Center. Todd, what can we expect here tonight?
Well, we're looking at a possibility for a narrow window, Dan, of basically 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we will have a potential of seeing some wintry precipitation across the northern sections of the Arklatex. Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory that is now in effect for the northern sections of the area, McCurtain County, Little River, Sevier, and Howard counties. In those areas, a mixed bag of snow, sleet, and eventually freezing rain could leave some slick spots on bridges and overpasses, especially Texarkana. The risk not quite as high of seeing that becoming too much of an issue, and definitely will not see any issues as far as the winter precipitation in Shreveport. Here's the latest look at Robin's Sort of Futurecast. Right now, the rain moving out of West Texas will move quickly across Texas and enter the Arklatex very late tonight. By early tomorrow morning, you can see the areas of blue. That's where we could have a few flakes of snow. Pink is where we would see freezing rain. You can see that transitions to all rain as we go through the morning hours. And once we become all rain, we will stay that way through the rest of tomorrow night, as well as Thursday. And I'll talk about the amounts of precipitation we might see and the possible impacts in your forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. President Donald Trump added 8 more people to his impeachment legal team, and 2 of the additions are from the Arklatex. Representatives Mike Johnson and John Ratcliffe.
NBC 6's Zyneria Bird joins us now live in studio, sharing more. Zai.
Well, Danny and Jackie, Congressman Mike Johnson says this is something he has been expecting for a while now, and that he had been working closely with the White House on this trial before the announcement.
Monday night, President Donald Trump announced 8 new members of Congress have been added to his legal defense team for his impeachment trial. U.S. Representative Mike Johnson of Louisiana and John Ratcliffe of Texas. Their role is to help advance the arguments in the court of public opinion.
It's not about image, it's about ensuring that the American people get the true facts, the true record, and the true reasons that we believe and the President believes that this whole impeachment process has been a sham.
Johnson says he and the team have been working with the White House on the Senate impeachment trial since mid-December.
We were helping to put together the arguments. working through the arguments that would be, of course, explained in the brief, and preparing for the oral presentation in the Senate, which will start in earnest this week.
Johnson says he was chosen because of his 20 years of experience in constitutional law and working as a lawyer in federal court.
So I bring that experience and expertise to the table. And of course, I served on the House Judiciary Committee, which was the committee of jurisdiction for impeachment. Of course, a lot of people followed our hearings through this process, and so we bring a knowledge of the facts and the law, and so hopefully that will be an asset to the team.
Senators will use the Clinton impeachment trial as a blueprint. Johnson says the 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, are not valid reasons to impeach a president. And he says the Government Accountability Office report is not reliable.
The GAO report is worth the paper it's written on and not much more. They don't determine what a crime is or what an impeachable offense is. If that was the standard, then many of our modern presidents would have been removed from office and impeached.
And Congressman John Ratcliffe tweeted out how he feels about being a part of the team. I took an oath to defend the Constitution. This impeachment is an assault on due process. It's an assault on the separation of powers. It's unconstitutional. I'm grateful for the opportunity to make that clear to every American during the Senate trial. Back to you guys.
All right, Senator, thank you very much. Well, the Senate is debating and then voting on the rules for the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump.
Jesse Tenor reports on the sticking points for both sides of the case.
It'll play out differently than it played out in the House.
The U.S. Senate officially launched its effort to decide the political fate of President Trump. Louisiana Republican John Kennedy criticized how House Democrats drafted the articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
Speaker Pelosi gets little endorphin bumps of pleasure every time she sticks it to the president.
South Carolina Republican Tim Scott says it's about time Americans heard President Trump's case.
In a thorough, contemplative approach to what is, for a politician, a death row trial.
Last-minute changes to the rules gave both the House impeachment managers and the president's legal team 24 hours over 3 days to make their case. Pat Cipollone, the top White House defense attorney, called this process fair.
Once you hear those initial presentations, the only conclusion will be that the president has done absolutely nothing wrong.
But Democrats, like lead impeachment manager Adam Schiff, argue senators can't make a fair decision unless they can call witnesses and enter further evidence.
There is simply no rational basis for the Senate to deprive itself of all relevant information.
But Republicans like Kennedy want to hear both sides of the case before deciding whether to call witnesses.
If you ask every senator, 9 out of 10 are going to tell you that they haven't read the proceedings in the House, and the 10th is lying to you.
In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
And you can watch streaming coverage of the impeachment proceedings live on our website and on the Arklatex homepage news app.
Local news now. 2 Shreveport police officers pull a paralyzed man from a burning home late Monday afternoon in Cedar Grove. NBC 6's Jade Jackson is live at that home, sharing more on this rescue. Jade.
Dan, that man that police pulled from this home right behind me was 70-year-old Tony Carter. The fire department says Officer Rodney Keaton and Austin Page had to pull Carter from a window through the home after arriving on the scene. His wife was outside of the home after safely getting out with help. Carter was taken to a local hospital for smoke inhalation. I spoke with their next-door neighbor earlier, who was the first person to see the flames at the residence and call 911.
Knocked on the door, she opened the door, I see your house on fire, and I dived in there and grabbed her. I tried to get her husband, but I couldn't get him, so I called 911.
Tony Carter's still in the hospital while his wife is with family. The fire is still under investigation. Live in Shreveport, Jade Jackson, NBC 6 News.
Could have been a tragic result. Jade, thanks.